Right now, live at 5.
There was a man with a gun and he was shooting, and then I was hiding.
New details emerge about the alleged shooter at a hospital in Minnesota as witnesses describe the scene. And impeachment trial day 2. Each side has 16 hours to lay out their cases for and against Donald Trump. We unpack a busy day in D.C. Plus, soaring failure rates, why school districts are reporting a disturbing trend among students and what they're blaming it on. And the area's first Ronald McDonald House opens. We take you inside and show you how it aims to help people in crisis.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to the CBS3 News, Live at 5. Here's a live look at the nation's capital tonight as former President Donald Trump's impeachment trial moves into day 2. Good evening, I'm Anthony Mack. Kristen is on assignment tonight. Thanks for joining us. The Senate gavelled in at noon for the start of the House impeachment manager's presentations to Senate jurors. With the help of extensive video, they're arguing that former President Donald Trump began inciting the mob even prior to his big speech on the day of last month's deadly attack. Natalie Brandt has more from Capitol Hill.
House managers are spending the day of the Senate impeachment trial laying out their case that former President Trump directly incited the January 6th Capitol attack.
Donald Trump surrendered his role as commander-in-chief and became the inciter-in-chief.
President Trump requested that we be in D.C. on the 6th.
They wouldn't have listened to you, to me. Our commander-in-chief had the power to stop him, and he didn't.
To make the case, House managers are expected to use never-before-seen video, including footage from U.S. Capitol security cameras, to help illustrate the extent of the assault.
This election was rigged. The left lies, they cheat, and they steal.
House managers also argued that the former president's words and actions prior to that day primed rioters to travel to Washington on January 6th.
He built this mob over many months with repeated messaging until they believed that they had been robbed of their vote.
House managers will have up to 2 days for their arguments. Then on Friday, the clock starts for the president's legal team, who will also have up to 16 hours for their case. One of the former president's top Senate allies, Lindsey Graham, says he spoke to Mr. Trump after his defense attorney's presentation on Tuesday was widely criticized. Senator Graham said he told the president, quote, "The case is over. It's just a matter of getting a final verdict down."
I will listen to these arguments as I did to the arguments yesterday with an open mind.
Assuming that all Senate Democrats and independents vote to convict, House managers would have to convince at least 17 Republicans to join them.
Closer to home, Wisconsin's mask mandate faces another challenge, this time from the state's top court. Late last night, a prominent Republican donor asked the Wisconsin Supreme Court to block the latest mask mandate. You'll remember Republicans in the legislature repealed the mandate, only to have Democratic Governor Tony Evers reissue it about an hour later. The court already heard testimony over whether Evers has the authority to issue multiple emergency orders, but it has yet to make a ruling. The Duluth School District is one of many across the country reporting an increase in the number of students failing their classes. Now, the pandemic is having an even bigger impact on the rates. CBS3's Leanne Valdez explains how they plan to fix it.
Duluth school officials tell me that students are struggling, and a lot of them are failing this year. Now school officials are doing everything they can to turn things around. Denfield principal Tom Tuscan says school officials don't have specific numbers just yet, but failure rates are significantly higher this year compared to trends in the past. Tuscan says the school district is able to measure failure rates using state guidelines. Students earning less than 60% in a class are considered failing. Tuscan adds the school district isn't giving out Fs during the pandemic as part of the state guidelines and are showing grace during a difficult time. Instead, students who are not meeting that 60% threshold are getting no credit for that class. Teachers then meet up with students on an individual basis to explore options to bump up their grades. Superintendent of Duluth Public Schools, John Magus, says school officials are working hard to make sure every child is ready to transition to the next grade.
Thinking about how are we going to help our seniors and upperclassmen get to a point where they're graduating is really one of our next important steps. But we really are focused on making sure that we're helping all of our students.
Middle and high schoolers in Duluth have been distance learning since March. Elementary students have had a mix of distance, hybrid, and in-person learning. Tuscan adds that school officials are exploring different avenues to help students, like offering summer school and adding more tutors.
All right, thanks, Leanne. And Superintendent Magus says parents can also do their part at home, starting by talking with their child about how they're doing in school. And just as a reminder, we have set up a local COVID-19 vaccine information center on our website to ensure you can stay up to date on the latest information as it becomes available. You can find it on CBS3Duluth.com. We're learning more about the suspected gunman in Tuesday's shooting at a hospital northwest of the Twin Cities. Authorities say Gregory Ulrich had made previous threats against Allina Health in Buffalo, Minnesota, where that shooting took place, ultimately killing one and injuring 4 others. Aaron Hazanzada spoke with those who watched it all unfold.
And I just said that where I was and that there was a man with a gun and he was shooting and that I was hiding.
Kathy Kurth called 911 in a panic when her routine medical appointment turned into a nightmare.
And I heard this man say, "Get down on the ground." And I turned and I saw the back of this man and he had a gun. And there was screaming and there was shooting. I didn't know what to do.
We were in the parking lot. And
as Tiffany Polite dropped her mom off at the clinic Tuesday, she had no idea she was about to become a hero.
2 nurses came running out. And when we asked them what was wrong, and they said, there's been a shooting. Just scrubs, no phones, nothing. They ran out of there pretty quickly.
The nurses were running for their lives.
The front door they came out of was like feet away from the windows that were just shot after they came out. They got out of there just in time.
This Mexican restaurant is actually right next to the clinic. The manager tells me that he was just opening up shop this morning when 3 nurses came in, no jackets, no phone. They actually wanted to use his phone to call their families and tell them that they were okay.
This is the front door. They came running out. I was parked right over here.
After Polite brought the nurses to safety, more unsettling news.
My son's school is in lockdown because he's pretty close to the clinic.
The day was a blur for Polite.
I just think it's crazy to happen in this town, and, you know, the shooter was from this town, lived in this town.
But it's a day that will stick with her forever.
It's just scary to think of how close to home it was.
Ulrich threatened to carry out a mass shooting at that same clinic in October of 2018. Authorities say he had talked about, quote, shooting, blowing things up, and practicing different scenarios of how to get revenge. We're also learning more about the woman who died during that shooting. Friends have identified her as 37-year-old Lindsay Overbay. She was a medical assistant who worked at the Allina Health Clinic for a couple of years. Overbay leaves behind 2 young kids and a husband. There's a GoFundMe to help them out. We do have a link to that on our website, CBS3Duluth.com. 4 others were also hurt. 3 of them are still in the hospital, with 1 in critical condition. Ulrich, meanwhile, is in jail and expected to be charged with murder and multiple counts of attempted murder tomorrow. All right, let's switch gears and go to the weather with Dave. Dave, I feel like a major broken record this week, but it's cold out there. Not much else to say, just cold, windy. That's it.
And I'm the broken record as well, repeating over and over again. Another night, another wind chill advisory.
Okay.
More temperatures 20 to 30 degrees below zero. Those are actual air temps. And then the field lights numbers will go from 30 to 40 below. All right, so taking a look at the situation then, what we've got going on is the persistent Arctic high pressure with us yet another night. To mix things up a little bit, though, there is a trough of lower pressure, a very weak moisture-starved trough that's working up and over the high and should be with us tomorrow. And the excitement is a 20% chance for flurries that might add up to less than an inch. So here's the short-term forecast. Another cold one tonight, 20 below in the Twin Ports. Tomorrow's afternoon high, 4 below. When will it finally warm up? Maybe next week. We'll talk about how warm things could get on Monday, coming up in just a couple more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, good news for residents who recycle in Cook County, plus schools on the Iron Range are adding some new team sport opportunities for their students. City by City is coming up next. And later tonight at 6, we hear from Ashland Medical Center and the impact the COVID-19 vaccine shortage has had on their clinic.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS3.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
It's the biggest free boat show going on at Link Wreck and Minehog, with over 100 new and used boats and Mercury engines on display in our heated indoor showrooms. With $1,000 instant savings, like the Silver Mirage 820 Cruise CR, you save over $7,000. Something for everybody, something for every budget.
Amazing power, amazing speed, one ultra cool price. Take your internet to the extreme, starting at $19.99 a month for 1 year. Experience blazing hot speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig. Turn up the intensity with powerful in-home Wi-Fi and stay chill with 99.99% network reliability. Get extreme internet starting at $19.99 a month for 1 year. Dial 844-EXTREME2.
I'm Caitlin, and I'm into nursing. We have small class sizes, so we actually get to know each other, know our instructors. All of the faculty at Lake Superior College, they're here to help you succeed and choose the right path.
Attention oxygen therapy users.
I was on oxygen tanks, and I couldn't go anywhere and do much of anything. I didn't dare go far.
It's time to reclaim your independence with an Inogen 1 oxygen concentrator.
I got my life back. I really love my Inogen.
Inogen makes its own oxygen from the air around you, so you'll never worry about running out of oxygen again.
Do I think Inogen is worth the money? It's worth every single penny of it.
Call now for your free information kit.
It is the question that matters the most. Without it, our purpose, and our freedom fade. This is why.
I grew up without a father. My son is my life, and I just want him to be proud of me.
12 seasoned professionals will go head-to-head in a test of strength. That is not a sight you see every day. Endurance. You got to get 100 lobster traps on that boat. And mental toughness. You got to punch it! We want to find out who is the toughest of them all.
Tough as Nails new season tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Spirit Mountain on yet another chilly evening this week. Dave will be in with this week's forecast in just a few minutes, but first let's take a look around the region. A new sporting opportunity for students on the Iron Range, plus an hour's expansion at a Cook County facility. That and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. Starting things off in Grand Marais, where the Cook County Recycling Center is expanding its hours of operation into the weekend. The change goes into effect this Saturday. Residents can drop off their recyclable items from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. CDC guidelines do remain in effect. Now heading over to Virginia, where high schoolers will soon have the chance to try out a new sport coming to the area. The Rock Ridge and Hibbing school districts are in the process of adding mountain biking to the list of school teams. Officials say the growing interest for mountain biking among their students coincides with the sport's growing popularity in the surrounding area. And finally, we'll finish off in Ashland, Wisconsin, where the city has yet to name an interim fire chief. The city is likely to select a new interim chief from one of the 3 area fire captains, but so far, no decision has been made. This comes as the city's current chief, David Wegener, prepares for retirement this March. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, the second installment of our Black History Month segment, how a new healthcare website is helping people in our area.
This morning's Duluth airport low went to 17 below, and it will be close to 20 below again tomorrow. That's warmer by the lake. 30 below for inland towns possible. How long can this keep going on? There is an expiration date in sight, but we may have to wait patiently for a bit still. We'll talk about the wait coming up after our break.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. With over 40 filtration systems, including the world's best softener, no one filters more than Culligan Water. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next?
Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas. Take action and get the help you need from InventHelp.
800-458-9565. Hi, John with Prime Appliance, and this is one of the best times of the year to buy appliances because manufacturers are sending us their new models weekly, and we need the room, so we're closing out last year's models at rock-bottom prices. Get this black stainless Frigidaire Gallery 4-piece kitchen suite with a French door refrigerator, an electric convection range, a high-performance dishwasher, and a microwave oven, now only $47.92. Financing always available. Have our pros deliver and install or take it home today. Prime Appliance, it's the best place to buy your appliances.
We're in your neighborhood with news that matters to you.
For the Christmas weekend has come and gone.
A 6-month search has ended in Ashland, and folks
accepted a proposal to turn the broke-down palace building
for 2021 was set at 17. Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
The North Face and Columbia, up to 50% off at Northwest Outlet Superior.
It is the question that matters the most. That takes you behind the story.
Robert.
It is the question. And without it, our purpose
That's news.
and our freedom fade. This is why.
CBS3 weather is brought to you by Lake Superior College. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, what seems to be becoming a daily tradition, let's start by eyeing up the cold temperatures we registered this morning. They do give us bragging rights. Other parts of the country, we can scoff at their piddly low temperatures. Here we get 30 below in International Falls. If that's not good enough, 31 below in Hibbing this morning. 33 below in Ely, 36 degrees below zero for Silver Bay, at least up in inland a little bit, not right by the lake. Wisconsin even got fairly brisk at 20 below in Hayward, and they hit 20 below in Watersmeet, the hot spot this morning. Ashland, at least at Kennedy Airport, 12 degrees below zero. Get ready for this ride again tonight. Yeah, we're looking towards 20, 30 below once again, and a wind chill advisory on top of that. Standard operating procedure here, the way it's been this week, and likely will stay that way until about Sunday. Monday, we may not be able to break the cold snap. We're going to bend it a little bit, and I'll show you how far that goes here in just a bit. But right now, 3 below at the airport in Duluth, 46% for the relative humidity. Westerly wind, 12 miles per hour. The range will be 5 to 15, and again, that's enough wind to cool things down. So wind chill advisory for the entire region once again. 30.45 inches of mercury. Air pressure is high, but tomorrow it may not be high enough to keep all of the clouds at bay. We do have a chance for a little bit of precip coming our way, but really just a little bit. Current numbers in the Upper Peninsula, 1 to 2 above. At least that's positive. 1 to 5 above here in northwestern Wisconsin. Hayward, the hot spot at 5 above. Superior, well, not so bad, really, at 1 above, because Cloquet's to 6 below, Moose Lake 0, 2 below Silver Bay, and single digits below 0 for the Mesabi and Vermilion ranges, and border country as well. And, yeah, again, inland 30 below is possible, just like this morning. And even in Wisconsin, 15 to 20 below. Upper Peninsula's in that boat as well, and it's a cold boat. But we'll keep sailing until things do warm up. Current wind chill factors feels like 24 below International Falls, 13 below for our friends in Ashland. So even though they had a warmer start comparatively, it's still pretty brisk. Now, winds are becoming northwesterly, and that means the snow belt could get a couple of lake effect snow showers here tonight while the rest of us stay dry from the Arctic high. But that could change up a little bit tomorrow as a weak trough of lower pressure, starved for moisture, works up and over that surface high pressure system and brings us a 20% chance for flurries, maybe adding up to a ½ inch or so, not much at all. And then by Friday, well, the Arctic high pressure takes over once again. Like I mentioned, it probably won't be until Monday when we start to mellow out just a little bit, and only a little bit. Tonight, Minnesota temps, 15 below by the lake, 30 below inland. Clear to partly cloudy sky above. Wisconsin, Michigan lows, 15 to 20 below. For tomorrow, daytime highs in Wisconsin and the UP, maybe not as bold as today's, about 3 below to 1 above. 20% flurry chance starting late afternoon tomorrow. Minnesotans get that flurry chance as the trough does its trick. High temps 7 below in Ely to 0 by the lake. And with the extended forecast, like I mentioned, cold through Sunday. But Monday, 5 above. Tony, look at that. We'll double it, 10 above. Wednesday, 15 degrees above zero with a low of only 5 below. So, yes, I'm daring enough to call that mild compared to what we've gone through here for the last week and the next half week.
Yeah, double it Monday to Tuesday, then triple it Monday to Wednesday. Let's just keep doing that until we arrive at maybe 75 in sunshine, huh? Sound good?
You know, if you give me till June, late June, we just might be able to make that work for you.
I guess we'll just have to wait. Thanks, Dave. Well, this cold snap could help slow the spread of an invasive insect killing trees across the Northland. Ash borer larvae burrow into the trees and are able to survive the winter. But if the temperature drops just enough, it kills them. Studies have shown 34% of larvae died when the temperatures hit -10, and 98% died when the temps hit -30. Despite that, people should still do their part, like not transport firewood. Well, continuing our Black History Month series this week, we are taking a look at a new website that is hoping to serve as a one-stop health shop for the Black heritage community in Duluth. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez explains the need and the vision for the future.
I'm pretty sure, like, all of elementary school, I was, like, the only Black kid in my class.
2.3% of Duluth's population is made up of Black and African American people, according to the latest U.S. Census data. Desmond Scott, a Duluthian, noticed the city lacked diversity from a young age.
So it's definitely something that I've kind of picked up on.
Last September, Scott helped with a COVID-19 needs assessment put on by Health Equity Northland, a collaborative focused on meeting the health needs of African heritage people in the area.
We had focus groups with different categories of people.
A part of the collaborative's leadership, Dr. Oluhe Okuro, an assistant professor at UMD College of Pharmacy, says the responses pointed to not having a reliable health and COVID-19 source.
Like, who's putting out what, and what can you really believe?
The one-stop shop health website was created to help.
It has information, about vaccination, for instance, about testing. Where is testing happening?
People can check out videos and ask specific questions about COVID-19 or health in general. Dr. Okuro says who you are hearing information from is important in communities of color.
There's historical distrust of the healthcare system.
Dr. Okuro adds people have also experienced racism within the healthcare system, leading them to seek information elsewhere.
Where people feel like they're not being heard, because they're all the stereotypes that's been attributed to them and the assumptions that healthcare providers make about them that then, affect how they receive care.
Dr. Okuro says long-term, the collaborative is working toward having a more diverse healthcare system in Duluth.
If you're interested in learning more about the website, log on to our website, cbs3duluth.com. President Joe Biden made his first trip to the Pentagon today as the commander-in-chief. The White House says he made the trip during Black History Month on purpose. He met with Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, the first African-American to serve in that role. More than 40% of U.S. active duty forces are men and women of color, and President Biden is planning to pay tribute to them. Still to come, a Ronald McDonald House now calls the Northland home. We'll have the details after the break. Coming up tonight at 6, vaccination clinic canceled. Why an area hospital had to stop vaccinating a key age group early.
So far, our cold snap has made things high and dry, but tomorrow could get a little snow.
I'm Clarice. Are you famous? Sort of.
2 dead women floated down the Anacostia River. Somebody sliced them to ribbons.
And you think it's
a serial killer? Yes, I do.
You saved a girl once. Your best is in the field. You know that.
Thought you'd have a little more fight in you.
Sir, you have no idea.
Everything that happens on a day-to-day basis in terms of news, no matter what happens in news, weather is always constant, weather is always changing as well. So it's still an important role as the meteorologist to kind of still stay grounded and to kind of just know that role and what to take and kind of just make sure you're delivering what's the most important for your viewers. But then also I like to touch base on the national things. All of those news stories also tie in with weather stories because they do go kind of hand in hand.
Watch Jenna and Caitlin in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. Plus, subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Fire threatens everything in its path. When it threatens our communities, we respond. We bring the fight to the front line. The Army National Guard stands ready because sometimes the front lines are in our own backyard. We will always be there when our community needs us the most. Find out more about serving your community part-time by visiting nationalguard.com.
Our schools provide so much more than just learning support.
The school year didn't start out the way that we wanted it to, but who's to say it won't be better at the end?
We need to slow the spread so our economy has a chance to recover.
So our kids can be in school and be on the ice.
And we can keep our friends and families safe. For our students and teachers.
For our essential workers.
For the people you love.
Thank you for doing your part. Go Hunters!
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
The Northland's first Ronald McDonald House officially opened its doors today. This morning, staff hosted a virtual grand opening showing off the new space and what it has to offer. The 5-bedroom facility in downtown Duluth will house families who need to be close to their sick children who are patients at Twin Ports healthcare centers. It allows families to rest and feel some comfort during a tough time, all free of cost. During the virtual event, spokespeople touted what amazing opportunities the house will bring to the community.
Pulling the resources, the support, the caring, the loving that comes with the Ronald McDonald House is incredibly important to any community that cares for children.
The facility was made possible through partnerships with Ronald McDonald House Charities, Upper Midwest, and the Essentia Health Foundation. The deck is sending a very sweet thank you to local first responders during the pandemic. Today, they donated 25 3-gallon tubs of ice cream to the Duluth Fire Department. It's part of their Share the Love initiative. The ice cream was shared among all the fire department stations.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, the chilling new video from that Capitol Hill riot as the impeachment managers argue Trump was the insider-in-chief and the hero officer who may have saved former Vice President Mike Pence. Plus, double masked, the CDC's new guidance about how many masks you should wear to protect yourself. And the COVID quilt, the story behind a heartfelt memorial to the victims of the virus. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health St. Mary's Heart and Vascular Center. Don't avoid care during COVID-19. Ask your doctor how to stay heart healthy.
Benedictine Living Community of Duluth, where health, wellness, and choice come to life. Nestled on the beautiful campus of the St. Scholastica Monastery and the College of St. Scholastica, the Benedictine Living Community provides a full range of living options and care services. This continuum of care is designed to be seamless to help our residents to age in place. Visit us today. Benedictine Living Community of Duluth. Living fully, living well.
Station KBJR Television, Inc., an equal opportunity employer, is dedicated to providing broad outreach regarding job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Organizations that wish to receive our vacancy information should contact Caleb at KBJR Television, Inc. by calling 218-720-9600. If you are interested in launching your career in any of Quincy Media's 16 television markets, apply for our paid Quinternship program by visiting QuincyMediaCareers.com/Quinternships.
New name, same great service. Auto Care Collision Center has joined the CarStar family, and we're ready to serve the Northland. Call CarStar Auto Care Collision for your auto body repair needs.
Like saving money on things you like and want? It's time to shop Northwest Outlet. Save up to 50% off on all Northwest Outlet's massive inventory, and that includes all Columbia and all the North Face with all the latest styles, colors, and sizes up to 4X. We're not done yet. Up to 50% off. Hats, gloves, mitts, snowsuits, pants, jackets. It's all here in stock now. And up to 50% off. Northwest Outlet, the area's favorite clothing and sporting goods store. 1814 Belknap, Superior.
Wash your hands.
Wear a mask.
Mantén distancia.
Stay home when you're sick.
Slow the spread.
We can do this together.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, celebrating 30 years in business in 2021 with 30% off store-wide. Downtown Duluth.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News, live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Wednesday evening. Let's take a look back at tonight's top story and see what's still coming up at 6. Tonight we heard more on day 2 of former President Donald Trump's impeachment trial. Never before seen footage of the January 6th attack was shown today. House managers also argued that the former president's words and actions prior to that day primed rioters to travel to Washington. They will need 17 Republicans to vote against party lines to convict. And tonight at 6, local COVID vaccine clinics are starting to feel the strain of a lack of vaccines. With huge demand around the country and little supply, it's proving hard to come by. Tonight we hear from a clinic that is feeling the effects of the shortage and what it means for distributing the vaccine. That's your news at 5. The evening news is next. We'll see you again at 6.